Hey ladies, so it's me, your coach, the Alpha Empath, and as I am sitting in the car waiting on Yakin to get his tutoring finished up, I realized that some of you girls, probably a lot of you girls, have not studied energies the way that I have studied energies. So I wanted to share with you something. I went back and got one of my old books, and I wanted to share with you the energy of that damsel in distress, princess, Cinderella energy, and why I fight so hard against it in women. Because maybe you don't understand. Maybe you're thinking Tiffany's just hating or some shit like that. But please be assured that I used to be a damsel in distress. I used to want to grasp that princess energy. But let me help you to understand the spiritual lesson that is behind when you take on that energy. So here it is. The damsel in distress may be the oldest female character in all of popular literature and the movies. She is always beautiful and vulnerable and in need of rescue, specifically by the knight in shining armor. And once rescued, she is taken care of in lavish style. When disappointed, a damsel must go through a process of empowerment. That's what I do, okay? And she must learn to take care of herself in the world. The shadow side of this character type mistakenly, let me repeat that again. The shadow side of this character type mistakenly teaches old patriarchal views that women are weak. And it teaches them to be helpless and always in need of masculine protection. Do you hear this shit? Psychologists all over the world understand these archetypes, and women still play into this shit, okay? But let's keep going, because I need you to understand the spiritual lessons that need to be learned about this. So it leads a woman to expect, let me say that again. It leads a woman to expect to have someone else who will fight her battles for her while she remains devoted and physically attractive and concealed within a castle. Many women still expect to marry a man who will give them a castle and take care of them. And some men are raised to expect to do the same. And we'll talk about that later. That's kind of when men get into that save-a-hoe syndrome. It's actually called the knight in shining armor syndrome, okay? And psychologists and therapists study it all over the world, and I am no different. I studied it as well. The damsel's fear of going at it alone holds the damsel and knight in shining armor relationship together. Let me say that again. It is the damsel's fear that keeps the relationship between Captain Save-A-Hoe and her together. If she ever gets out of fear, that fucking relationship is over, okay? It also shatters the relationship when the knight in shining armor grows older and expects to have his young, attractive princess at his beck and call, because she will grow older. The damsel inevitably grows older even if she remains helpless. Listen, people, this is why women are, when they get older, they're always trying to get plastic surgeries. And you will see it. The more damsel in distress a woman has that in her energy, you will see her going to plastic surgery. You will see her, and I'm all for it. Hey, shit, I'm going to give me a goddamn boob job too. But I'm not doing it to keep a damn man, okay? There's a difference. There's a difference, okay? Or she becomes more interested in the outside world, and she starts developing skills and competencies, and she is unable to maintain the same old dynamic of dependency. If you want that knight in shining armor, that Captain Save-A-Hoe type thing going on, you have to forever be fearful and dependent. If you ever boss up, the dynamic dies. Either way, most damsel in distress, knight in shining armor relationships ultimately find that either they have to change or they fail. You wondering why you can't have your fairy tale of happily ever after? In the real world, in the spiritual realm, it is not supposed to be. Do you hear me? And if you continue it, you are going to be unhappy. You ain't gonna have shit but a goddamn illusion. The damsel must ultimately learn to fight her own battles and evolve into a queen. Now, that is why I go at y'all asses so damn hard, because I understand why every woman, all these women all over the world are saying, hey, a man is supposed to blah, 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 blah. No, honey, you are being fearful and you are teaching women wrong, and it is in so many books. Women are supposed to evolve at a quicker rate than men. So why are you teaching women to be helpless and damsel in distressy? Now, you know me. I teach my ladies to know how to play damsel, but don't ever be one. Now, if you need to pull that card out your back pocket, you use it if you need it to get you out of a fucking situation. But you always reign on your throne. Always be a queen. So if you are like feeding into that energy, just know that that relationship, because that energy is going to attract a knight, and in order for the knight to keep liking you, you are going to forever have to be helpless and dependent and young and beautiful. And this is why so many older, well-to-do men trade in that woman that's been with them for so long for a younger model, because she caught him in the damsel in distress energy, and he forever wants to be a knight and save this young little girl. I love you, girl.